Someone just asked, we hear so much about what about the Jordan Canyon split? Why was it so bad? I don't want that to happen again. Someone specifically said, why was there such disparity in the teacher pay between the two districts? Thank you, Katie, for the question.
I'm not an expert in Jordan Canyons. I will say that there were some specific challenges. I mean, obviously, Jordan was in a dynamic where, they still had ongoing building to happen, right? Like they were in a high growth area. But because they weren't necessarily changing, like, and once again, this is what people have told me, because they weren't necessarily changing how they were budgeting things, they didn't really shrink to kind of, I guess, meet the student population, if that makes sense. The other thing that's a really big challenge, there were a lot of pieces in code that have been updated since then. There are at least 2 lawsuits associated with Jordan and Canyons. And so a lot of the things specifically in the bills that have been updated since then have addressed the issues that led to lawsuits, disparity, that kind of a thing. Like there's a state equalization program that's come into play since then because the Jordan Canyon split also impacted people like Salt Lake City School District, Granite, and Murray because of the equalization thing that was on a county level instead of a state level. The other thing to be aware of is that they split essentially in the midst of like the Great Recession. So a lot of the things that felt like they were specific to a split were really due to what was happening on the world economic scale. There was also a significant change to the URS system, and that essentially happened in response to what was happening with the Great Recession. So some things that maybe felt like they were because of the split were really because of a state, a nationally, or even I would argue like a worldwide level that we were seeing things shift.